In relationships, you make compromises. There are trade-offs that you make. You adjust your behavior.
Some guy's gonna be compromising when he dates you, for sure. But what are you gonna compromise for him? Nothing?
Yeah, obviously, I'll compromise.
But not going out.
If I want to go have fun with my girls, I want to go have fun with my girls.
I'm
not going to go stay at home at 21 just because a man told me to. Why would I do that? I'm 21. Do I listen to my own dad and mom?
You
Not really.
should.
Not
You
really.
should.
So why am I going to go listen to another man?
By the way, guys, I don't feel so good. I think I'm getting a cold, so I won't talk so much in this video. And just to let you know, in the comments section, I will put a link with a compilation of studies that I found online that I think you will find helpful.
Just because I like him right now.
Shit still boggles my mind. If a girl wants a guy who's older, it's a preference. If a guy wants a girl who's younger, it's creepy and immature. If a girl doesn't want to date a short guy, it's a preference. If a guy doesn't want to date a girl that's overweight, he's an asshole who's not focused on the things that matter. If a girl wants a guy who can take charge, it's a preference. If a guy wants a girl who will submit to his lead, he's, you guessed it, misogynistic. If a girl sets a boundary, it's empowering. If a guy sets a boundary, it's controlling.
You should always, always have boundaries.
Women have preferences, men have something wrong with them. This isn't a double standard, it's just illogical. So why does anyone accept this?
There's no such thing as an alpha woman. An alpha woman is simply a masculine female, which the reality is men don't want to date themselves. So alpha women, a lot of times what'll happen is you'll meet a guy, you'll have these qualities of being fairly masculine, competitive, making a lot of money. And then the guy will be like, okay, I'm just going to have sex with this girl and not take her seriously because she's annoying.
True.
Because men don't want to have a girlfriend that behaves like themselves.
Do you eventually want marriage and family?
Of course.
Do you eventually want marriage and family?
Yes, I have the career now.
Okay, do you eventually want marriage and family?
Yeah. And I do know there's a lot of studies
They all want marriage and family, but they don't know what a man wants, how a man thinks, how to attract a man.
that do support that women are happier in marriages. But if we don't have the opportunity or the choice to do other things, we're not going to want to be in marriage.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the kind of man that you want, the highly high value, highly desirable man, whatever you want to call it, you want him, right? You want to be married. You may not want a family by him.
No, absolutely. I want to be with somebody who is,
yes,
who, to me, is amazing.
So the reality of the matter is you have to make that a priority in your life. And what happens for too many women is that in your 20s, you will sacrifice all the things that make you desirable to that man, and you end up becoming a man. You end up getting all these masculine skills.
That's a lot of
Yeah, or they just want to have fun and they go smash 100 men.
to the male population.
It's no shade to male population if you guys are taking on masculine.
Marriageable man or your Instagram?
Marriageable man. My boyfriend already, for him, I'm going to delete my Instagram soon, actually. Because I see Instagram as just a dating app.
True.
Whoa.
Instagram is the biggest dating app now, guys. The biggest.
Based. Answer. Based. Okay. And was that something that you arrived at on your own, or was it kind of...
because I mean, again, if you're a certain level of attraction, even for girls, even if you're unattractive, you're still going to get guys in your DM. It doesn't matter because we can get a guy easier than a guy can get a girl. And so for me, I want to make him feel like he's the only man, and that comes with making him feel like he has a certain level of status. So I'll gladly delete my Instagram.
I don't think I've
This is the kind of woman that would get married, and married fast.
ever heard a girl say that on this show. We've interviewed over 100 people.
That's why this one's the one who's going to get married.
Hey, you. Your masculinity isn't toxic. Your masculinity is actually the sexiest thing about you. And all of those women talking about the dangers of masculinity are the same women that are going to be 40 alone with a cat. So do me a favor, stop listening to them, embrace your masculinity, and remember, it's 2023. If I wanted a beta, I could just go date a chick.
I have a really good friend who, growing up, so her parents got divorced really young, and growing up, her mom told her that her dad cheated on her mom. And then, they refused to talk to the father for years. And come to find out, it was the other way around.
She cheated.
She cheated. And they didn't have a relationship with their father for years because of a lie.
Are you aware of the fact that if you want to attract a man that is higher status, that is attractive, that you would actually like and respect, that you have to change?
Why would I change?
And fucking incredible.
Wow.
Incredible.
He got it like...
I'm a princess. I'm perfect. I don't have to change. Everybody else has to change.
Like me for who I am. There's guys that agree with who I am and what I think. It's
She's
true.
stuck in her ways, bro.
Yeah,
Being that age, in this environment.
Yeah.
I swear I can't understand how some people, some women think like this. I can't. And I'm not thinking straight right now because the cold is affecting my mind. But even now, I can't believe it.
Yeah. Fuck, bro.
I've been in a relationship and it was okay. Like everything that I'm saying.
Where are they now?
Where are they now?
What?
Bro, you know what? See, pull up her Instagram, bro. It's just as bad as her.
The guys you've dated in the past, where are they now?
They fuck her and chuck her, bro.
Nah.
Yo.
Marty.
I just didn't want them anymore.
No, they didn't want you. They didn't want you, bro.
Did you cuddle with any of the guys that you hooked up with?
Yeah.
Do you know how touch starved most men are? Perhaps it was a one-night stand. The guy didn't text you back, but you got sex. You got a cuddle. Most men are so touch starved that even the fact that you could cuddle, and I'm not challenging.
Most men are alone. They don't even have somebody to talk to, let alone cuddle with.
The fact that you were perhaps dissatisfied or lonely or depressed because of your phase of promiscuity, but most men they can't even get that amount of attention. Most men I shouldn't say most, a lot of men, maybe it is most, are invisible to women. They're not getting, a girl's never sliding into their DMs, a girl's never asking them out on a date, a girl's never paying them a compliment, a girl is never going on a date with them, they're not getting cuddles, they're not even getting sex. At least you can, perhaps it's not what women want, but at least you can get that.
The reality is, you're 39 now. You had a high value guy before when you were younger. It's going to be significantly harder to get one now at 39.
I don't think so.
Men value youth and beauty.
I'm a baby. Look at me.
But you're not young anymore.
You're looking at it wrong.
I'm looking at it objectively.
How can people think like this? I don't get it.
I don't care about my age. It's about how I look. I take care of myself.
That's cool.
You know,
nobody cares.
You gotta ask yourself. It's not about what you care about. You gotta ask, what do the men care about? Men.
Well, why don't you ask them? They're blowing up my phone. Go ask them.
Men overwhelmingly prefer young.
How do women not understand that there is a big difference between a guy just wanting sex and a guy wanting to marry you? Just because you have a lot of men that you can hook up with doesn't mean that those men want to marry you.
Younger women. This has been proven across all different types of, culture, socioeconomic statuses, ages, etc. Men overwhelmingly between 18 and 60 prefer women that are 18 to 24.
No, I can tell you that.
Let me ask you a question. Who's more secure? Someone who tells you the truth and doesn't care what happens, or someone who doesn't say anything to you because they're scared of what could happen?
The first option. Someone who tells you the truth.
So I would argue your boyfriend was very secure. He told you the truth and didn't care about the consequences.
He told me the truth because he wanted me to stop.
But that means he's secure.
Yeah.
He's insecure because he's...
By your own definition.
Well, if you want to say it like that, yeah.
Crickets.
You see what I did there? Because women love to say men are insecure when they put boundaries on women. But what I argue that when a man puts a boundary on you, he's very secure because he's telling you what he really likes and doesn't like.
Always have boundaries. Always, from the start, guys.
At the cost of possibly losing you. He's actually insecure if he doesn't say anything because he's not secure where the relationship is and he's scared to lose you.
If you were a real feminist, you would support housewives and see them as the heroes and women who work wasting their time. If we're talking about 50% of the population, generally out of this 250 million people or 150 million people, most women are happier at home. They are pretending that they like working and they're not making money because they don't stay.
You can find study on marital happiness, guys, in the comment section.
All night at the office. They don't go the extra mile. They don't work all weekend. You're making a mistake. You would be much happier at home with a husband and children.
Oh boy. Oh.
I mean, I'm literally.
You just said you're single. You don't have a boyfriend. You're what?
That's
you're celibate.
my choice.
Yeah. Look, you're miserable. You would be so much happier with kids around you tonight. Imagine coming home, mommy's home.
You're not funny.
You're not what you
I'm not
you do
trying
not
to be funny.
do
I'm
anything.
trying to make you happy.
Men are so simple that it's complicated for us women to understand because we're so complex. Like, for example, I step out with my man, and the only thing I know what to do is shut the fuck up until I'm fucking spoken to. Like, I went out with him, like, it was in Arizona. We were in Tempe, Arizona. His whole, like, team had, like, a section.
When I go out with my girlfriend, she knows not to talk when I have to talk, when I talk business, when I'm with a friend. That's all you have to do. Just show respect.
Or whatever. He was like, babe, do you want to go out to the club? I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I don't speak to anybody until somebody speaks to me because I don't know these niggas. I don't know them. Like, what am I speaking to you for? I'm here with my man. My duty as his woman is to shut up until I am spoken to. And even if I am spoken to by one of his teammates, you keep it short and sweet.
You know, if you want to wait until marriage and you previously slept with 100 people, that's your call. However, like, I think a lot of men and a lot of guys are going to look at that and be like, well, you had one standard before and now you've shifted it. It's your call. But men are also free to feel a certain type of way about this shift in the same way that, for example, let's say you've been in a relationship with a guy for 6 months. Situationship with a guy for 6 months. You really like him. You want him to commit to you, but he says he likes to take things slow. Somehow you find out that the last 3 girls he had a committed relationship with, he initiated the commitment conversation after only 3 weeks of dating. Would that make you feel a certain way?
Yeah.
Why is it that I can only love one man, like love forever?
Because that's your biology.
A lot of men.
Men and women, we love different.
Yes,
Hear me out. No,
like-
hear me out. Men, when they love, they sacrifice. They sacrifice their freedom. They sacrifice their money. They sacrifice for one woman. The majority of the time when they do that, we don't hold up our end of the relationship. They usually get complacent. If I meet you, the metric is at 10. Keep it there. I ask you to do something you don't do just because you were just simply lazy. Eventually, I'm going to be, okay, well, the trash has been taken out. Now, I'm not going to vacuum the carpet. Now it's sex time. Now I don't want to put out because not only did you not clean the carpet, you didn't wash the dishes, you didn't feed the kid. It just adds up.
But that's childish.
It's not childish. It's transaction. Everything in life is transactional. That's normal.
Is the pressure greater on men to be successful or on women to be beautiful?
I think there's more pressure on men only because for women that's more of a choice if we like want to try to be beautiful, whereas a man he kind of like.
If I look like shit, guys, is because I feel like shit. Just letting you know.
Has to be successful to get anywhere in life.
So the average man's salary in the US is $40,000. The average woman in the US weighs 170 pounds. Why is there a fat acceptance movement for women, but there's no broke acceptance movement for men?
Because men don't matter. Nobody cares. Nobody.
I don't.
Crickets.
I don't believe that maybe the whole body positivity thing. I believe that we should be taking care of ourselves as best as we can.
But do you think that plays a role in overinflating a woman's self-awareness or, you know, perception?
Delusion?
Yes.
Delusion, yes. I do believe that it plays into why a lot of women are delusional.
No, the feminists aren't going to like me for this one. But this was so good that I couldn't paraphrase it. I have to read it directly from the book. Never depend on a man. Of all the messages your generation has adopted, the most egregious is the one many of your mothers passed on. Never depend on a man. The women who pounded this home did so for one reason. Because their own relationships with men, either their fathers or their husbands, sometimes both, were fraught with emotional turmoil. When this happens, feminism becomes a convenient way to stay mad at the entire male population.
True.
Sadly, many mothers then pass this damaging mindset on to their daughters. And here's what you need to ask yourself. Was your mother truly a victim of her circumstance? Or was her father or her husband, your grandfather or your father, really a bad guy? That's certainly possible. But if your mother's marriage to your father failed, it's just as possible your mother didn't do her part to create a strong marriage.
True.
And
let's say that you 10 years from now, and you have a daughter, would you tell her to go play the field as well?
It's a good question.
So I have a daughter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 6.
Okay.
So of course I'm not going to tell my 6-year-old that, but if she's older, I am going to tell her to do what she needs to do to discover herself. If that means...
We all know what that means, guys. We all know what that means.
Doing what they did, or dating or not dating. That's going to be up to her. I don't think that a woman should be ashamed for experimenting and figuring themselves out, especially when these girls are you know, you guys are kind of making it shameful that they have sugar daddies, but at the end of the day,
it is shameful, ma'am. It is shameful. Society is fucked.
they're paying their bills.
I don't think we shame them for the sugar daddy thing, but would you be okay with your
I
daughter sleeping with like 100 guys throughout her college career, so 4 years?
I don't think that's any of my business.
I mean, you're her mother, so I mean.
Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.